This is the African News broadcast from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Top stories. Tigray Forces Group says 150 have died from starvation. UN food aid gets through to Tigray. Arms flown to Sudan from Ethiopia were legal, says ministry. UN footage from northern Ethiopia shows humanitarian crisis. Details of these stories coming up after the break. You're welcome back from the break to our first story. The Forces Group in Ethiopia's Tigray region says that 150 people may have died of starvation as the humanitarian crisis worsened in the region. The Ethiopian government has not reacted to the allegation, but it previously rejected accusations by the UN that it was blocking aid. The TPLF's agriculture chief Atinkut Maxgebo said people and livestock were dying from lack of food and medicine, and the crisis might be bigger than what we know. He told BBC Tigrayan that people were dying in front of our eyes because of their starvation, and that women and children were most affected by the food shortage. It is nearly impossible to independently verify the allegations as phone lines and the internet remain cut off in Tigray, but believes agencies have long been warning of a worsening humanitarian crisis with disastrous consequences. The statement released by the Tigrayan forces on Monday said that most of the people and some of the deaths occurred in camps hosting people displaced by the ongoing conflict. The humanitarian situation in Tigray remains dire. At least 100 trucks of food and non-food items must enter the region every day to meet their humanitarian needs, according to the UN, but less than 500 trucks have arrived since mid-July. The number of people needing emergency assistance exceeds 5,400,000 faces famine-like conditions, with active fighting in bordering Afar and Amhara regions between Tigrayan forces and the army and its allies. It's feared that the number could even get higher. Still in Ethiopia's Tigray region, more than 100 trucks of food aid have arrived in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region after weeks of blockade. The World Food Programme (WFP) says it has difficulties getting the aid through to the region. Tigray had been destabilized by a 10-month conflict after regional forces clashed with the federal government forces. The WFP tweeted a video of the aid convoy arriving in Tigray's capital, Mekelle. The Ethiopian government has in the past denied blocking the aid route. The U.S. humanitarian agency claims that the Tigrayan forces had looted its warehouse in neighboring region, Amhara. We move to Sudan now, and Sudan's Interior Ministry said on Monday that more than 70 boxes of weapons seized by the authorities had turned out to be part of illegal cargo imported by a licensed armed trader. Sudanese authority has confiscated the weapons after they arrived by air from neighboring Ethiopia on suspicions that were destined for use in crimes against the state news agency SUNA reported. The boxes include night vision goggles and arrive on Ethiopian Airlines commercial flight on Saturday night, SUNA reported. On Monday, Sudan's Interior Ministry said a shipment, which included 290 refills and belonged to a licensed trader, Weld Shams Eldin, had been checked and found to be legitimate. Ethiopian Airlines said the weapons were hunting guns that were part of a verified shipment. Tensions between Ethiopia and Sudan have been running high due to the spillover of the conflict in Ethiopia's northern region of Tigray and Ethiopia's construction of the giant hydropower dam on the Blue Nile. The Tigray conflict has sent tens of thousands of refugees into eastern Sudan and triggered military skirmishes in an area of contested farmland along the border between the two countries. To our final story, footage of war-hit northern Ethiopia published by the UN World Food Programme (WFP) on Monday reflected the severe humanitarian crisis there after the United Nations warned that a de facto blockade on aid is bringing millions to the brink of famine. War broke out about 10 months ago between Ethiopia's federal troops and forces loyal to the Tigray People Liberation Front (TPLF), which controls the Tigray region. Thousands have died and more than 2 million people have been forced to flee their homes. The United Nations last week called on all parties in the war in Tigray to allow the movement of aid into the region, where it said 5.2 million people, or 90% of the population, urgently need humanitarian assistance. Those include 400,000 people who are already facing farming conditions, it stated. The Prime Minister's spokesperson Beline Soyum last week dismissed allegations that the Ethiopian government is blocking aid. The footage showed a distribution of emergency food aid by the WFP on August 23rd in Asgede district in northwestern Tigray. Sacks of grains were loaded on camels and brought to the remote area, where many residents were cut off from outside assistance during months of war. The supplies delivered that day were among the last remaining stock in Tigray region, where no food or other humanitarian aid entered between August 20th and September 5th. The United Nations estimates 100 trucks of aid need to be entering Tigray each day to meet the needs of the population. We don't have any food stocks at the moment to plant or to distribute, said Satyen Tate, the staff member from the WFP's Ethiopia's operation. The spread of fighting to the Afar and Amhara region have uprooted at least 300,000 more people, and more than 1.7 million in those two regions now need food aid, the world body stated. This is where I draw the curtain on African news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sandra. Asante, do have a beautiful day.